And for an association to charge a amount of money, a large amount of money, I believe in this case it was like $100 a pop, for this guy to send this into the design and review board, that's ludicrous, that's crazy. You know, the $100 a pop. So the design and review board sees it one time, they say change this, you send it back, and now they want another $100. Okay, we don't have that kind of money, especially in this economy. Most of us don't. And my flag in my neighborhood, when I put the flag on my house, it wasn't a question to me of whether or not I can fly a flag. The only question that I had was, how big a flag should I fly? That was my question, and I think that the House should pass this bill with some changes. That's fine. If there needs to be some changes, we can make some changes. But we should be able to allow everybody, any American, to fly their flag in their yard if they want to. On the beaches, we have people flying American flags on the beaches. That's government property. Who's responsible for it, we don't know yet, whether it's the city or the state, but they're flying the flag. There's no one telling them they can't fly the flag.
This bill was meant to be your vehicle, your opportunity to examine and look at what was done in 2007, Senate Bill 2, I think in my testimony, 271, 291, and in that bill, it was again, if you want records, you'd be deterred from getting your records because it'd be too expensive. Let's look at the flag. If you have to pay nothing in one area, geographical area, but you go across the street and have to pay $100 just to have a review process to see if you can put a 295 bracket up on your house and put the pole in it, that is applicable to that bill of 2007. Same concept. Exorbitant, unreasonable, deterring someone from acting how they may want to act. Get access to records, get documents photocopied. So if we look at the legislative body putting in statute a fiscal amount, a monetary amount of $1, couldn't this body in 2311 do the same for the flag?
We also have been cited a total of 4 separate occasions from 1997 to 2008, mainly for failing to remove our flag past the prescribed holiday observance period, otherwise to be subjected to fines be incurred daily. I and many other veterans took an oath to protect and defend this country, to which old glory our flag represents. Having lost 2 of our Air Force airmen in 2006 from our Air Force Army contingent via an IED explosion in Iraq, my respect and honor for this flag grew even greater. Therefore, with due respect to the contract I signed and agreed to with my association, I, along with others, cannot understand why it is so wrong to choose to honor and respect this oath or contract I made with my country, more so than the contract I made with some
People have
associations.
to live in condominiums because they can't afford anything else. But just because they can't afford that, they can't afford the time to get on the boards. Let's face it, everybody knows some of these boards turn into real Nazis.
I myself fly the United States flag, a Hawaiian flag, a Marine Corps flag, and an Army flag to represent my family. I live in a homestead. I live in an association, the villages of Kapolei. I was told to take them down. My oldest son at the time was deployed to Iraq. I took offense to that. I left my flags up, go ahead and find me.
Because I cannot imagine someone who has sacrificed their lives or their family members for their country to want to pay their respects by having a flagpole with a flag on it at their residence and being told, no, you can't do that. I can't imagine why we're even having this discussion. If this was December 8th, 1941, or September 12th, 2001, we would not even be sitting here. So my recommendation is, Representative Morita's comments notwithstanding, yes, you do have matters more important than this, but not more important than this, and not right now. Let's get this done and move on.
Imagine a soldier living in that community, coming home from war, only to find out what he or she just fought so hard for will not be permitted to fly the flag in front of his or her own home. How crazy is that?
A reasonable accommodation is an American flag pole and the demonstrations of a flag. If you want it 20 feet, 30 feet, then yes, the restrictions could be placed on that. But in a planned community where the individual owns his property, he should have no restrictions to flying the American flag and demonstrating honor to our colors. And this committee here today should not be a fact finding. The bill should not even have been recalled in the first place because you made the comment, I quote, I sent the bill, we disapproved the bill because nobody was there to testify. Well, I guess we have so much testimony today, the bill will go right on through.
For the life of me, I can't understand why we were debating this in the first place, because we expect our troops, our service members to die for the flag, but now they have to come back and fight to fly the flag. I can't understand that. And I say it's really, I don't know, I mean, you can't really put into words, I'd say, that what most veterans feel. And you begin to wonder what's going on with all these individuals that go over there, and let's say fight in the name of freedom, and it seems like the more they go and fight for freedom, the less they have when they get off the plane.
Now, planned communities, okay, flagpoles. I have a friend that's in a planned community, and he has a flagpole up, and he's been fined I don't know how many times, and it's a beautiful pole. You should not be restricted for putting a pole on your own property that you paid for within reason.
As our freedoms are being constantly eroded, I remember that our freedoms and rights that all vets died for are being attacked. My flag and flagpole are a memorial to all that served so that we may enjoy the freedoms that we take for granted every day of our lives. I pray we never lose the right to fly Old Glory high and proud forever.
There are too many people out there in this great country of ours that have fought and died so that Old Glory can fly. And I think that at this point in time, the gentleman that was here, who's a civil engineer, who's stating that he only had a flag on the outside of his front door, that should not have been an outrage for anybody that lived in his community, except for one or two people that just didn't like it. And I think that those people should bow to the will of the majority instead of being the minority in this issue.
And I don't believe that we should even be having this conversation in the United States of America.